Hey guys, Tyler here today, inside the Silverado, making a video that I never really wanted to make, but I'm hoping that if I share my experiences with you guys, maybe it'll help you guys out. So today I want to talk about the importance of dash cams, because I want to share 3 situations where the dash cam really could have helped me out as far as a possible accident. And the first situation, which is why I bought the dash cam to begin with. So let's head outside the truck and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So like I said before, we are outside the truck now, and I don't know if the camera's actually going to be able to pick this up because it's kind of tough to see. But inside the kind of like little bend of the fender here, the body line, there's a big long scratch. Yeah, the camera's having a hard time picking it up. You can kind of see it in here, but basically there's a scratch from here all the way to here and then up. I was able to hit a lot of the scratch that was in here with compound and take a lot of the scratch out, but in here, there you go, now you can actually see it. The scratch is pretty deep, and it's all the way down inside the paint. And why I'm saying that a dash cam would have been useful in this situation is because I think that this quite possibly could have been intentional, this scratch, just the way that it follows the body line like that. It would be really hard to scratch the vehicle like this by accident without making a bunch of jagged lines outside of that body line. I like to think that people, don't do stuff like that, and maybe this was just an accident. I do live in an area where there's a lot of kids that play, so I would hope it would be an accident. But anyway, like I said, this is a situation where if I had had the dash cam and I could have seen who was near my truck, it could have been something that if it was on purpose, I could have gotten a video of the person scratching the truck and possibly taken legal action against them, or even shown my insurance company if I wanted to get the fender repainted so I could repair it. So that is situation 1. Now, for situation 2, this is something that was completely accidental. I'm going to put in a clip, but I just wanted to explain what happened to you guys first before I just throw you right into it. I was driving to work. This was probably about 6 o'clock in the morning. It's still dark out. You can see that I approach a circle, and the guy that is approaching the circle as well, I'm already moving. He decides that he doesn't want to look to his left and doesn't yield, which he has to yield. That's the way that the circle works in this situation. So, for whatever reason, I just had a feeling that he was not going to stop. With the speed that he was carrying into the circle, I decided that at this point I was going to start slowing down because he just looked like he wasn't going to stop. And you'll see in the video that if I hadn't slowed down, he pulls right out in front of me and I would have hit him. In this situation, I was able to catch it on the dash camera, which is important because if we did get into an accident and I had to deal with insurance, this would have been a really good way for me to show the insurance that he didn't yield and I had the right of way, and that the accident would be in his, it would be his fault. So stuff like this, dash cams are really good for stuff like this because you can change the fault from you to the other person, because that's basically the way that insurance companies work. They decide who's at fault and who's going to pay for most of the damage. So go ahead and take a look at the clip and you'll see what I'm talking about. So now for this third situation, this is something that I'm going to show you that is 100% intentional, and I'm going to call it road rage. I was following behind a vehicle. This is, again, at night, so I apologize for the quality. But I was following behind a vehicle who was making kind of erratic decisions with their driving, not using their blinker, changing lanes, going around vehicles quite quickly. And this was a vehicle that I had followed for a while. They just happened to take the same path that I was taking to get home. And you'll see at one point in the vehicle that the vehicle in front of me decides to slam on the brakes and brake check me to the point that if I wasn't paying attention, I could have rear-ended them. And you can see through the video that I wasn't following closely, or that you know, this person is 100% at fault. The video shows it all. It's very clear. But it's a situation where, had I run into this person, you know, let's say I reach down to change the radio station while I'm following this guy, and he decides that he wants to brake check me, and let's say I did rear end the vehicle. Now, without the dash cam footage that you guys are about to see, according to New Jersey law where I live, I would have been at fault for that accident, because they have a ridiculous rule that if you rear end somebody, pretty much no matter what the situation is, unless you have overwhelming evidence, you're at fault for that accident. So even though the guy slammed on the brakes and intentionally tried to cause an accident, if I didn't have this footage, if I had hit him, I would have been responsible for the accident. Even though I kept a, obviously, pretty good, safe following distance because I was able to stop in time. But I'm just going to go ahead and roll the footage and let you guys decide. So now that you guys have seen that clip as well, like I said, I just wanted to share some of the experiences that I've had in my vehicle so you guys could kind of get an idea of why the dash cams are important. They're really not that expensive now. You can get some, like a good dash camera for right around $70. And a lot of them have great features now, including even if you're not in the vehicle and the vehicle gets hit, and the vehicle shakes, it will start recording right after the vehicle's impacted, so you can possibly get the color of a vehicle or a license plate, something to help the police in their investigation with trying to get you information for your insurance company, so you know that you're not paying for an accident that you didn't cause. Same thing, like I said, it's good for road rage. You can prove your case that you were not at fault. Or, like I said, people vandalizing your vehicle, which is just another unfortunate part of today's society. People do stuff like that. So if you guys have any question about the dash cam that I use, I'll throw a link down in the description. If you have any experiences that you want to share that we could talk about, throw it down in the comment section below. If you guys want more dash cam footage, I could put up some other stuff that I capture. And don't forget to like and subscribe. We have a lot more great content coming your way, guys. Thanks. Have a great day.